Hello everybody, Mikasa here, and we have a post-gameplay commentary of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Anyway, so we are playing on Ancient, and this is just the warm-up here, and so this is a couple rounds into my warm-up that I was doing. I did some arms race matches, and then I did one deathmatch prior to this one. Anyway, so it has been about a week since I started getting back into my AIM Labs routine, which is, it's an AIM trainer, and I've been trying to practice the majority of aspects on my AIM in AIM Labs. So you'll see that my AIM has been kind of improving on this particular match here. There are definitely some situations where I really should have died, but AIM saved the day. It didn't change that that poor positioning and crosshair placement still got the best of me at many points in this whole situation. However, you will see that there are a lot less situations in this particular gameplay where my aim is what held me back. Anyway, let's get on with analyzing the gameplay. Anyway, so I got killed by Yatanwab in here. You'll see that he was one of the major skilled players this match. I was really ending up toe-to-toe with him in a couple of these fights here. One of the things I am trying to work on now that I got a little bit of instinctive aim figured out, is I'm trying to figure out positioning on Ancient. So as you can see, I found that there was a box there, and it kind of reminded me of how Valorant's box was supposed to be like, and then this is a bot, so I proceeded to be as sloppy as can be there. Phenomenal aim there. When people suddenly spawn on me is when I tend to struggle. That guy got me because I think I had poor crosshair placement. That and just my reflexes are not quite there yet. I still need to work on that part. But as you can see, I found that there's this little side here on this little portion of Ancient here that I could, hide behind. And then I'm trying to leverage this little pillar in between us and this guy. But MJ is also one of the big MVPs of this particular deathmatch, so you will also see that he's going to be killing me a lot in this match here. Anyway, I am trying to hug the walls a little more carefully now that I'm getting a little familiar where all the parts that are going to stop my movement are, basically. And then I'm trying to hug the corner here still to try and block off a fight from behind me, and then I move over to this little pillar here, catch this guy. However, I got pincer attacked, and that dinked me, and then I got finished by that guy that I was engaging. Could have been one if it were not a 1v2, but stuff like that happens in Deathmatch, and I also should have been doing better positioning anyway to try and account for that flank position, because you never know when you could get flanked from that particular position in a competitive match. So I definitely still have some work on to work on here. Oh, and Grandma also is one of the big players here who's like really skilled. Anyway, I dealt with Bot Enforcer here, found there's a box right there to hide behind. That did block off this into a 1v1, but Drisade is also extremely skilled, and so I kind of got really... I got headshotted by him. He had fantastic crosshair placement, and I got ended before I could do anything. Etant here, once again, winning with the better crosshair placement, and possibly better aim, too. Can't quite tell, because you can't tell exactly where they're aiming at, because there's no kill cams, but he totally got me. And then I spawned into a 1v2. This sometimes happens in Deathmatch. The trick is to just accept it. Yes, it's infuriating, but Deathmatch will make you a better player from a positioning standpoint. All the positioning you could possibly need to learn, every single position that you could possibly need to memorize, every position you need to memorize that your enemies can attack from, it's gonna happen at some point in your numerous Deathmatch plays in this game, which is why I do a lot of Deathmatch. That, and also... one of my first FPS games I played was Quake, and I played a lot of FFA. I really loved free-for-all. Just running for power-ups and stuff. Well, anyway, so I'm, trying to get better at hugging these corners here. I get a little bit campy at that particular part here. But again, I'm only really doing it because I heard footsteps and wanted to verify if it was coming from that hallway. That no enemy attacked from there means I need to make a note in my mind that I should hear the footsteps closer to my head than further to really need to anticipate that. Anyway, this is the part where I really start memorizing the map layout and start getting a little bit more of a sense of positioning here. I'm trying to use cover. I'm trying to hug corners here to try and minimize visibility on the enemy's part and try to isolate fights into 1v1s. And then combining that with my week of aim training to try and win these gunfights. Unfortunately, I'm not securing every single gunfight here. You can see there's plenty of situations where the enemy was able to react faster than I could. However, as you can see here, once I get my crosshair placement a little bit worked on here, and I try to remember to keep my crosshair at head level, I am starting to do a little bit better here. And so, yeah. There we go. I try to pop that guy off. That was really sad and very sloppy. Anyway, I try to hug the box a little bit more and then go through here. And then I am just, again, hugging corners here, using the walls to try and protect myself. Found there's a ledge here that I could potentially hold an angle from. Good to keep note, and to maybe also take mental note in case an enemy decides to take a position there in the future, too. Again, a lot of this is just me trying to memorize everywhere an enemy could attack. Then I got bot enforcer here. At this point, the bots aren't really the most threatening opponent here. Getting into a 1v2 kind of is the difficult part here. That guy was AFK. I was trying to use him as a body shield, and turns out that was not a very good idea because bullets absolutely do penetrate bodies. And I'm low health, but I'm hugging this little corner here to try and avoid getting caught in a crossfire. Then I keep moving on because, well, I don't have a health item, so I need to kill someone to get that health item again. Anyway, so I am now trying to hug the corner again. I'm trying to check each side. I made a big oopsie there and not checking the other side, which I did fix. Anyway, I'm now hugging the back of this side here, and then I try to move on here, hugging the side here to try and avoid getting caught by one of the guys downrange, which if I have to do a 180 to flick to would be a bad day. That guy totally got the jump on me. It really is a case of action versus reaction. I really should have done a more careful job to listen in for that guy and maybe pre-aim a bit. And then Dresade gets me. He really has some pretty cracked aim here, and actually so does Torquenut. Yeah, a lot of the players that I'm up against in this match have some pretty good aim. Anyway, so I have to win with tactics rather than aim alone. Anyway... So I found that there's another little spot I could hide from to deal with enemies. And then I found there's this little slit here that allows me to shoot bullets through and see the person through there. You'll see that I'm starting to take notes of this. Still have a cough from being sick a couple days ago. Anyway, moving on. So then I try to fight this guy. I realized that someone opt, that was him, and then I got opt too. Yeah. Then I charge in on this guy. I know he's here, so I try to pre-aim. I did not have good crosshair placement, so I did not end up landing the headshot. There also could have been a little bit of a timing issue there, where I didn't click exactly as the head walked into my crosshair, which is another issue that could have been an issue. It also could be that I wasn't stopping as I brought the bullet, so it wasn't perfectly accurate. Basically, things that I will need to improve on my movement mechanics a little further down the line. Anyway, I spotted this guy as he tried to get the first shot on me. Luckily, I didn't get hit. Then he tries to rush from that side, and that right there was an example of where aim will win matches. That was a situation where my crosshair was really not on their head, but I just swung to it and popped their head. That is the kind of situation that aim really helps you in, is when you mess up. Which is to basically say aim trainers will really help you if you are a noob, but they will help you less if you already have good game sense, in that you'll encounter issues where situations where aim is really what you're leveraging a lot less. It doesn't mean that just being all aim, no brain is a good idea. That's terrible. You're going to still get, you're going to get constantly into 1v2s that you can't win if you rely purely on aim. But it definitely seems to help a bit with those situations where you got caught off guard, and Deathmatch in particular is a fine example of a game mode where I think aim is really pushed to the test. Anyway, I found these two guys, popped both of them, and woo, that was great. And then I got the third guy there. That was awesome. And as you can see here, I'm really just hugging this corner, trying to isolate fights using this little block here that's in the way, because obviously the bullets aren't going to go through there. Anyway, that is the gameplay. And this is probably one of the best matches I've had in this particular week. I've been starting to get to the point where even if I'm just playing casually, I'm going to hit the record button because you never know when you have a good match or a match where you learned something. So that's really what this match was. Anyway, I got 43 kills, 22 deaths. That's still not really all that good if this were, but I do feel happy that, you know, it feels like the practice in aim labs is definitely paying off a bit and really helping me be able to focus a little more on things other than my aim. So anyway, I hope to improve further in future matches. I also decided to move the camera position to the other side and use a hand camera instead of a face camera because I thought that maybe that would be more interesting for post-gameplay commentaries than face cam, because it's only really fun to watch for the face if, you know, you're it's only fun to watch the face if it's like live gameplay. My face looks pretty boring when when I am, you know, doing post-gameplay commentary. So I decided to use a hand cam. Do you guys like the hand cam? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, I'm really sorry about the last video I did where I put the hand camera right where the weapon is. I thought it would be such a great idea because it worked for Celeste, but then it just occurred to me that that's like the dumbest place to put a hand camera or face camera ever because it blocks the weapon. I mean, the whole point of CS2 is to enjoy skins, so sorry about that, guys. I recognize my mistake. I will try not to make that mistake again. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. See ya. Bye.